Well, well, well. I seem to have angered the Swifties' nest with this one. Imagine that. Out of all the battles I've fought, all the enemies I've made, including the central banks, the extremist Muslims, and the extremist Catholic cult. Most Holy Family Monastery, bless their misguided little hearts, I never realized that my final boss would be Taylor Swift. That's right, Taylor Swift. The pop star who sings about bad breakups and teenage love is the one who's rallied the biggest army against me. Forget the Federal Reserve. Forget the entire fiat system that's enslaving us with inflation. No, it's the Swifties who've mobilized to take me down. Truly, we live in strange times. Apparently, my recent video on Taylor Swift ruffled more than a few feathers of my beloved naysayers. As I type these words, I'm listening to Fearless and weeping. Weeping, I tell you. Listening to that masterpiece in tears, realizing I shall never write such a glorious piece of work. The lyricism is state-of-the-art. It moves mountains, brings nations to their knees. Ah, who am I kidding? Taylor Swift is nothing compared to the greats, Shakespeare, Dante, even Hemingway. The woman writes like she's stuck in a never-ending high school drama. You want to talk about poetry? Taylor Swift's music sealed the downfall of poetry. We used to have epic poets who wrote about heroes, battles, and the meaning of life. Now we've got pop stars crooning about missed phone calls and lost scarves. But of course, here comes the best part. One of my beloved naysayers commented that she earned every penny of her $1.3 billion net worth. Really? Earned every penny? Oh, that's rich. Pun intended. I suppose flooding the radio with superficial breakup songs on repeat for the better part of a decade counts as hard work. Sure, she earned it in the same way the Federal Reserve earns money by printing it out of thin air. Yeah, she earned it by selling out arenas and making teenage girls cry over ex-boyfriends. Real art, folks. And what do we get as a result? We're deprived of the work she could have written. In my book, she's creatively bankrupt. If Taylor Swift were Bitcoin, she'd be fiat currency, completely inflated, no real value. Her net worth may say $1.3 billion, but her contribution to art? It's worthless. And for those of you familiar with the classic Cyrano de Bergerac, oh, there's a lesson to be learned. In that tale, Cyrano is insulted for his outward appearance, his nose to be exact. And what does Cyrano do? He turns it against his enemy by delivering all the creative, scathing things his opponent could have said about his nose instead. That, my friends, is a classic taking them to school moment. Now, let's apply that to Taylor Swift. She's sitting on $1 billion nose. Yes, money is an outward appearance too, and we could spend all day roasting her for it. But the point is, it's not the size of her wealth that matters. It's what she's done with it. And what has she done? She's sold us short. Taylor Swift could have written the next great American poem. She could have inspired generations. Instead, we got lyrics that sound like they came from the diary of a 15-year-old. Cyrano would have been disappointed. Now, here's where it gets fun. Taylor Swift, I hate to say this, but you're about to hear words no one in this world wants to hear. Brace yourself. You're about to get schooled by none other than User391. The underground anonymous poet. That's right, Swifties, buckle up. He's now announcing that he will be writing one poetry book for each Taylor Swift album. Yeah, you heard that right. A poetry book for every Swift album. And no, not just some knockoff work. We're talking wholly original poems, the kind of verses that showcase all the things Taylor could have done better. She's about to learn what real poetry looks like. Taylor, you've just enrolled in Tiny Tim's creative writing class, whether you like it or not. And guess what? This isn't some passive-aggressive, lovelorn teen fantasy. No. This is the real deal. You're going to get schooled on what could have been, what should have been. I'm here to prove you're just another corporate shill, much like Todd Combs from Geico. Yeah, I said it. You and Todd can have a little coffee date in one of your many mansions, counting your dollars while we, the real creators, create. The world could have had so much better, deserved real poetry, but instead, we got Taylor Swift. And to those of you who think I'm kidding, who think this is some kind of joke, oh, how wrong you are. You're about to see what it's like when real poets, real creators take the stage. Remember, folks, it's not how big your wealth is that matters, it's what you do with it. And Taylor? Well, you've done nothing but perpetuate mediocrity. Enjoy the view from the top, Swifties, because this poetry renaissance is going to leave you in the dust. Until next time, consider yourselves led to paradise. Oh, and one more thing before I go. To the folks in the back who think I'm just jealous, that I'm some bitter, washed-up traditionalist who's mad at a pop star, nope. You couldn't be more wrong. Jealousy? Jealousy? I don't need to envy someone who traded true creativity for corporate fame. I don't need to envy someone who spent more time worrying about which jet to take than about what their words will mean to future generations. And I don't need to envy someone who chose fame over meaning. No, I'm just here to remind you, and Taylor, that the world deserved better. Poetry deserved better, we deserved better, and we're going to get it. So buckle up, folks. The next great poet is about to emerge.